Have you ever wondered why so many people leave a yoga class feeling lighter, calmer, as if they touched something deeper than the stretch of their muscles? What if yoga was never meant to be about bending the body into shapes, but rather about reshaping the mind, the heart, and even the soul? The real philosophy of yoga is not about how far you can reach your toes, it's about how far you can reach within. For centuries, yoga has been misunderstood in the West as a trendy fitness routine, a way to tone abs or increase flexibility. Yet if we return to its roots, as preserved in texts like Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, we find something entirely different. Yoga is not a workout but a work-in. It is a map to inner freedom, one that moves beyond the physical into mindfulness, ethics, and self-realization. At its core, yoga begins with awareness, the simple yet radical act of observing the mind. Meditation, breathwork, and stillness are not side practices but the very foundation of yoga. This mindfulness allows us to see through illusions, quiet the restless chatter, and reconnect with the essence of who we are. Think of it as tuning an instrument. You cannot play beautiful music if the strings are not aligned. Likewise, you cannot live in harmony without first aligning body, mind, and spirit. Equally central are the ethical teachings of yoga, known as the yamas and niyamas. These are not commandments carved in stone, but gentle guidelines for living with integrity and compassion. From ahimsa, non-violence, to satya, truthfulness, these principles transform yoga from a private practice on the mat to a philosophy that informs how we treat others and ourselves. Mahatma Gandhi famously drew from these teachings, turning ahimsa into a force that changed history. Here, yoga steps out of the studio and into the world, proving it is as much about justice and kindness as it is about breath and balance. But perhaps the most profound promise of yoga is inner freedom. Freedom from the constant pull of desire, from the fear of loss, from the endless search for validation. Through consistent practice, yoga whispers a daring idea: you are already whole. Imagine the liberation of not being defined by achievements, failures, or appearances, but by an unshakable peace within. So how do we take this philosophy off the page and into daily life? Start small. Observe your breath when you wake. Practice kindness in conversations. Reflect before reacting. Let your mat be a training ground, not for perfection of poses, but for the cultivation of patience, compassion, and awareness. Over time, yoga becomes less about stretching the body and more about stretching consciousness itself.